I have two more of the President's First Ladies here today. We did Mary Todd last week. We're on the 17th this time. And let's see what it's all about. Sometimes it's a wife, sometimes it's somebody they appoint to be the First Lady. And by the way, see my hat? I think I got this at the church sale one time. And I haven't worn it very many times. I can never think of a place to wear it, but I just thought I would put it on tonight and get a little bling in my life. I got this book from Carol at Crinkle Path. You can go over and check her channel out. I find it to be a wonderful channel. She is quite the crafter. Check her out. This has been a whole series. I started off with the presidents, and then midstream, Carol sent me the book, so I added the wives. But it was midstream, so I've finished the presidents now, and now I'm going back and finishing all the wives of the first ladies up to where I ended. You can go on my playlist and find all of that if you are interested in any or all of them. So go check that out. Here goes. This is on the 17th President of the United States. Here she is, Eliza McArdle Johnson. She served as First Lady during the term of her husband, Andrew Johnson. He was the 17th President of the United States. Eliza McArdle was 16 when Andrew Johnson, only 17 years old, opened a tailor's shop in her hometown in Greenville, Tennessee. The two were married within the year. They really got married young. Eliza taught Andrew reading, writing, and arithmetic, since she had gone to school and he had not. She was also proficient in running a household and raising their 5 children on limited income. But Johnson soon prospered in both business and politics. President Lincoln appointed him military governor of Tennessee in Nashville in 1862. Eliza remained in Greenville with her youngest son while the Civil War raged around them. East Tennessee, loyal to the Union, was soon under martial law, and the Unionists, like Johnson, were forced to leave. Eliza got permission to cross Confederate lines to join her husband in Nashville. She made a grueling journey that left her exhausted and seriously ill with tuberculosis. The loss of a son and a son-in-law in the war weakened her further. Eliza stayed in Nashville while her husband became Lincoln's vice president, but she traveled to Washington as First Lady a month later when Lincoln was assassinated. 2 sons, 2 daughters, and a son-in-law and 5 grandchildren moved to the White House with her. While she lived at the White House, Eliza spent most of her time in a room on the 2nd floor. Social duties were carried out by her elder daughter, Martha Patterson. Ill and weak, she refused invitations and requests for interviews. President Johnson's impeachment trial was added to the burden for her. In 1866, she made a formal appearance at the reception of Queen Emma, widow of King Sandwich, Hawaiian Island. She also made a public appearance in 1867 at a birthday party for her husband. Eliza was relieved to return to Tennessee at the end of her husband's term and to their restored Greenville house where Eliza died in 1876. That's sad. And the cause of her death was tuberculosis. Her children, she had 3 boys and 2 girls. Wow. I don't remember that. Do any of you remember that? Okay, now on to the next one. Let's see what it is. So many of these are surprising to me. The next one is Julia Boggs Dent Grant. Let me show you a picture of her. Okay, let's see what it says. She served as First Lady during the term of her husband, Ulysses S. Grant. He was the 18th President of the United States. Julia Boggs Dent grew up on a plantation near St. Louis. Enjoying the life of a young Southern belle, she was cross-eyed and plain, but popular nevertheless. Lieutenant Ulysses Grant fell in love with her. Julia S. Ulysses were married in 1848 in St. Louis. Julia's family gave them 60 acres of land and 3 slaves. Wow. Ulysses' family refused to attend the wedding because the Dents were slave owners. Oh boy. Julia always believed that her husband was destined for greatness. When he became a general during the Civil War, she followed him proudly to his headquarters. Like Martha Washington, she tended the sick and the wounded and helped keep up everyone's morale. Although Julia was a kind and simple woman, she was not a stranger to fashion. When her husband was elected president, she held dinners and receptions and open houses, and her parties were both elegant and merry. After the strain of the Civil War, the public was overjoyed at the return of gaiety and finery in the White House. Young Nellie Grant's White House wedding was a splendid affair that was the talk of Washington. Julia had political opinions as well. She didn't hesitate to share them with her husband. The president teased her that he had to hide his list of cabinet appointments to keep her from arguing with his choices. She enjoyed being First Lady, the nation's premier hostess and confidant to the president. She was sorely disappointed when her husband was not nominated for the 3rd term. I don't think they can even run a 3rd term now, for sure. After leaving the White House, the Grants took a trip around the world. For the next 2.5 years, they visited famous people and places the world over and were treated royally everywhere they went. Back home in the United States, they settled in New York, and Ulysses began writing his memoirs, in part to support the family following a private business failure. After his death, the royalties from his book provided Julia with the means for a comfortable life. She traveled and enjoyed fellowship. She traveled and enjoyed friendships with woman suffragist Susan B. Anthony and with Jefferson Davis's widow, Vanara. She died at the age of 76 in 1902. There you have it. Julia Boggs Dent Grant. She sounds like an interesting lady too. Thank you for watching today. Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Come back tomorrow for a special video. And then tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time for my live gospel music.